Hello, so we are going to go over a little chair workout. So I have a Stott chair. Every brand is a little different. I do have my handles on. You don't have to have any handles. If yours doesn't have handles, perfectly fine. I will go through different things with and without the handles. I'm just going to keep mine here for now. My chair has 4 different settings. I have 2 heavy springs and 2 light springs. So again, it depends if you have only 2 springs or if you have 4. Rule of thumb is the back where you hook them in, the higher, the more resistance it's going to give to you. I have 3 levels on my hooks. So if I have my heavy spring on the very top, that's going to be the heaviest. Okay. And so I'll go over it. Most of the time it's with your body weight and your strength and your height of how the weight goes. So there's not too much of a universal weight. I will give you options. I'll tell you what I'm using for myself, and then you can go up or down. Usually lighter can be harder. So it's kind of a catch-22 that if you loosen up and make something lighter, it's actually going to be more difficult. So I will explain that as we go along. So we'll get into a nice little workout. Go ahead and have on 2 heavy springs. I'm going to have my heavy high springs, 2 of them. If you only have 1, then you just, you might have to add the lighter ones on. So 2 heavy, I might play with it. Mine is also a split pedal. I'm just going to keep it together in case yours is not a split pedal. But what's nice about having a split pedal is when you're doing some of the exercises, one leg or one arm can't dominate. So it's really nice about that. So I'm going to keep it like this for right now. And then I'll move it around accordingly so you can see. So first off, just come to the side, stand nice and tall, take a breath, and then exhale, slowly roll all the way down, one bone at a time, giving yourself a nice stretch, bend the knees a couple times. And then slowly roll back up. Big arm circles if you'd like. Stretch it out. One more time, roll it all the way down. Get a stretch, release your neck, bend the knees a few times. And all the way up. Real slow. And a nice big reach. All right, so I'm going to start us off doing a little footwork. Actually, I might do a little ab thing real quick. So we're going to sit onto the chair. Go ahead for now. Come towards the back a little bit. Make sure you're not going to fall off the back. That's one key issue, is there's nothing behind you. So just be mindful. From here, I'm going to take my hands to the sides. Maybe scoot my tush a little forward. Go in a little tuck. Soften your elbows. Tuck your tail. Go ahead and let your legs hang down, but not resting. So I have them up a little bit, and exhale, one leg lifts at a time. Getting a little ab work. So I'm in a tiny little C curve, nothing too crazy. You can always do this on the floor, depending on your chair and the surface area. What's nice about this chair is the surface area is a little bigger, so it's nice. Getting the abs a little warmed up here. Last 2 and last 1. Set your feet on and come all the way up. All right, so to do footwork on the chair, you want to come towards this front edge because you need enough space to actually have your legs move. So have your heels on. And if you look down, again, hip bone distance apart, so it's not very far. Make sure you're evenly placed on your pedal. If you have the handles, you can go ahead and hold here. If not, I would take the hands at the front of the chair, push into it, sit real tall, and exhale as we press, resist, up. So I'm going to go through a few things posturally on the chairs, which is very different than when we're on the reformer. The reformer holds you in place pretty much where your spine should be. The hard part of the chair is you have to sit and stay in good posture no matter where the legs go. So if you push down too far, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to lean and start to rock my pelvis. And if I bring my knees too high, I'm going to rock back. Those were extremes. So I want to stay right up on my sits bone. So squeeze your butt underneath you and watch that you're not moving up, down too much, and also your posture. The key is these sits bones. Now find a halfway point and little pulses. The other thing, check out your feet. Make sure you're evenly weighted on your heels. Keep pushing the arms. Use your abs. So the thing about the chair too, got to use your abs during the footwork, okay? And bring it up. All right, we're going to change to the balls of the feet. I don't want high heels right now, neutral feet. Sit tall and press. Another thing you can do, especially if you have any discrepancies, is to squeeze a ball between your knees when you do this, or even between the ankles. So neutral ankles right now. Breath. Inhale down, exhale up. I want the exhale on the up because I want you to feel your abs pulling the legs up. Inhale down, squeeze your butt. Good, keep going, exhale. 2 more. Keep squeezing your bottom, 1 more. Halfway, and little pumps here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and up. Click the heels together, little high heels if you want to. Watch the knees aren't going way out here. I want them armpit. Here we go. Press down. Now you can play with arms. If you want it harder, take the arms out here. Now I'm not holding on to anything, and it might be a little bit more difficult to push down and keep our posture. So try it if you want. Abs in. We'll go through these a little quicker. I know I was talking a lot in the first one, so we'll get through this a little faster. So give me 2, 1, halfway pulse, 1. And through this, if this is too light for you with those 2 heavy springs, go a little heavier. You can add the lighter one on a lower, or if it's too hard, go for it and change the springs. Okay, so heels wide, because like I said, everybody's different. Like a heavier man is going to probably have most of the springs on for this. Here we go. So we're in second position because they'll probably want it heavier, more resistance, right? A small female will probably have it a lot lighter. So, and also with your strength, right? So for this is where it kind of goes with your strength. Heavier is going to be more work, right? But when we get into, say, piking and whatnot, heavier is going to actually help you, right? Now keep squeezing the inner thighs. Make sure, again, your knees are tracking over your toes. And I'm not going super wide, just to my shoulders, really. 2 more. Squeeze your butt. Halfway pulse, 1, 2, sit tall, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, slide your toes. Balls of the feet, high heels if you want. You can make sure all 10 toes. Now you can change. I'm going to take my hands to the back, lift the chest up, and then press. Really sit tall. Find your posture here, guys. Inhale down, exhale. Feel like you're squeezing the pedal with your thighs. Breathe. And let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Halfway pulse. 1, 2, sit tall, squeeze your butt. Breathe in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And up. Whew. Alrighty, hopefully feel these legs warm up. A lot different than on the reformer. All right, so come off of here. I'm going to turn my chair so you can see me a little bit better. Sideways. Hopefully that's going to be good. So I'm going to keep this same weight. I have the 2 heavy springs for me, for piking. So I'll show you here. If you need it to be a little heavier, to give yourself a little more help, go for it. I'm just going to take this one off for now, so I might use them later, so you can see me better. Okay, so rule of thumb, watch your toes. Do not step through. Hands on top of the chair. Take 1 foot, put it all the way down, then get the other one. Okay, so balls of the feet are on. I'm going to take my hands to the front corners. Now, first off, I want to do a little tuck in my tail, lean a little forward into my hands. Because if you stay back here, you're just going to keep doing this. Okay, got to lean into it, tuck, drop the head, lean into the hands a little so you can get that pedal up. So the key is weight distribution. If you're having trouble getting this pedal up, add a little weight, but just be careful you don't go flying. Exhale, abs in, trying to keep my hands and shoulders in alignment. Also the feet, try not to let your ankles lift. Try to stay in a neutral foot. We got 3 more. Scoop in the abs. And 2, squeeze in the armpits here. 1, pull it up, pulse it. 1, 2, 3, long legs. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring the pedal all the way down. Come down to your forearms. The second you can pedal the knees, which is really nice. Big stretch. We're going to go through some obliques. So like I said, if this is feeling like it's a little too hard, add some weight, okay? All right, now we start adding lower, right? Lighter. So I'm going to go ahead and turn both my feet to the left, okay? So both from the pedal. Then I'm going to take my left hand on the side, my right hand at the front. So I'm kind of at a diagonal, okay? Tuck your tail, squeeze your right armpit, and then pike up. So I'm engaging my right side. I'm trying to stay into the chair a little bit and breathe. So I can really engage my obliques. Drop your head, look straight down between your hands. Firing up these obliques here. Last 3, 2, hold 1, little pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, carefully come around. Turn both feet to the right. So my right foot's forward, left one's back. Other side, on my left hand at the top, right hand on the side. Let's pull the shoulders back first. Now tuck your butt, squeeze your inner thighs, lean into it, and up. So I'm trying to lean my left leg slightly into the chair to get these obliques. You will be feeling deep belly as well. Keep squeezing the left arm and breathe. Come to a hover every time. Try not to hit the bottom. You want to go to a hover, not rest at the bottom. It's part of the work. Last 2. 1 more. Hold it up. Pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Woo! All right. Come on down. Give yourself a little stretch. Yes, it's a lot through the shoulders too. If you're feeling a little shoulders, yes, because it's like a plank and then adding a pike to it. You can pedal the knees, get a nice calf stretch. So it's wonderful about this. Calves and hamstrings. Carefully step 1 foot, come up to your hands, and then guide it up. Right? When it's heavy, if you let go of it, it's going to flip on over. Okay, so I'll have it here. I'm going to bring my bar back up. If you don't have these poles for lunges, then what I would do is put your chair up against the wall. So at least you have a wall in front of you to put your hands on if you need that support. Okay. So I really don't want to use these bars too much, but they're here for me. So I'm going to still keep the same weight, the 2 heavy reds. See how it goes. Like I said, whatever you had for piking, you might want it for the lunges. Okay. All right. So I'm going to hold here. Again, you can hold onto the chair and push it down and put your feet on. Okay. Like I said, if you have your chair up against a wall, like the back, like I would scooch it all the way against that wall. So it's in front of me, and then have another wall here. So I can put my hand if I need to. You can even put your hands here. It depends on your flexibility. So my right foot, I'm going to bring, so my toes go to the very front. Okay. And then tuck your tail. Make sure you're not lifting up on your tippy toes of the left, but let it relax. Sorry if my head might cut out a screen. So from here, if you have a wall and you don't have handles, you can come with the wall. You have it right next to you. I'm going to take my hands in front of these poles here because I don't want to use them. I just want, so I work my balance. Push through the right leg to come up and then slow on the down. Now, if I can't get all the way up, I might need to give myself a little bit more weight to help. Right? I'm trying to go as much up as I can. Sorry if I kind of go out of screen a little bit. The key to this, though, is the pelvis. You want to make sure you're pulling the right hip back a little bit because we're working that right leg, right? I want to work my right glute. So it's not about being tall. I don't want to go tall. I need to slightly hinge forward so I can activate and get into my right butt. And let's go for it. And I don't want to push off with my left. And 3, so pulling it back. And 2, you have a wall wherever you need it. See, I even have the wall here. Halfway, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax the left ankle. 3, 2, 1, and down. Again, you can put your hands here to switch. Hello, leg. So thigh and butt. If you're only feeling your quad, maybe give yourself more spring or make sure you are leaning a little into it, right? So push down through the left foot as we come up and down. I'm pulling my left butt back so I can activate through that butt cheek here. Abs in. I'm trying to get the pedal all the way to the very top. Abs in. A lot of core to hold yourself, right? This is a lot of balance work, right? To make it harder, you can always have genie arms, right? But again, I like to have something near me if you don't have these poles, right? Don't want to fall. Right, last 3, pull the hip back, and 2, and 1, and pulse to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, bring your hands down. Whew. Okay, carefully step down. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more version, staying forward. So I'm gonna go back to, well, actually put both feet back on. Go back to my right. So beforehand, take your left foot and put it in the middle of the pedal, and then take your right one slightly cross. So it's kind of like a curtsy lunge, so to speak, because we're a little crisscross. Watch the tracking of your knee though, okay? Little lean into it again and up. So I'm in this slight little curtsy lunge, still trying to pull my right hip back. Squeeze the inner thighs. That's it. Chest is open here as we're doing it. Good. Relaxing through that left ankle. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Halfway, pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and up. Woo! All right, bring both feet on the pedal. Again, you can put hands here. Bring your right foot in the middle. Left foot is in a little cross. Not too far over, right? Again, I don't want you to lean into your pinky. Make sure you can ground into the whole foot. And then here we go. Squeeze the inner thighs. And breathe. Being mindful of the foot that's on the pedal. If your feet get sweaty, you might use grippies or grippy socks, right? It gets warm doing this. Heart rate up, that's for sure. Woo. Let's do 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Halfway pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Squeeze the inner thighs. 3, 2, and 1. All right, be real careful. Again, come down on your forearms. Keep your chest lifted. You can pedal. Again, heart rate's up. You can always bring your hands up to do this because the heart rate is up, right? Careful, step one foot off at a time. Get your bearings, get something to drink if you need some water, because yes, heart rate is up. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this pole again so you can see me better. I'm gonna go through a little lateral. So I'm gonna make it lighter. This one I wanna on the lighter side. Again, lighter can be harder. So I'm gonna take one of my heavy springs completely off. I have one heavy. Now, that's fairly light. So if that's way too light, feel like I'm gonna go flying over, take one of the lighter springs and add that one on. So how I'm gonna start this one, I'm gonna sit, I'm on my left hip, I'm gonna hook my ankle and then take my other leg out. So I'm more or less in the middle, I wanna say, of the chair. My knee is right in the center and I can hook my foot. The other one is on the floor, big toe, so I'm facing you. Think side plank. Arms are out. I'm gonna stretch, find my pedal in the middle, and my hands should be in the middle. And I'm going to lift up and over, find a nice lateral stretch. I'm gonna keep the toe on the ground. Now, left shoulder, pull it down. And now come up and come all the way up. So you can see how that spring is. Reach, abs and lift and up. If it's too hard, give yourself more spring. Right? More spring is going to help bring you back up. And I'm reaching over. If you notice, what I'm not doing is taking my hand back over. I want to go over and I want to keep stretching over and lift up, 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 then come all the way up. So now I'm going to go over and hold this time. Now I'm going to get my leg up and come to my hips. Now this is scary, right? Keep your hips stacked. I'm in a straight line. And now I'm gonna come straight up and down. Like I wanna touch the ceiling and lift. If this is too much, go back to the other version and just lift up and down. And give me 4, reach the leg long, 3, really hook the left leg, 2, and 1, and come all the way up. All right, other side. So sorry, my back's gonna be towards you, but it might help to see from what it looks like from the back. So again, I wanna make sure I'm in the middle. My right knee is right in the center, hook in the foot, big toe stays on the floor, arms out, big reach over, I find the middle, big reach, reach, reach. I'm trying to stretch, pull the right shoulder down, then lift. When I get to the top, then I come all the way up. Again, stretch over, find the chair, big reach, pull the right shoulder down. So it's a big, big stretch, but then you're engaging that side body to lift you up and a big lift. All right, one more time. Remember, you can stick to this. And what I mean, when I do the other one, you can stay here and do little lifts, okay? All right, here we go. I'm gonna go over. As I push, I'm gonna tip. So I'm right on my hip. You wanna make sure you're not gonna fall off that edge. That's why I don't want my knee too far. Here we go. We go down and then a little lift to the ceiling. Watch your right shoulder, the shoulder or the hand that's on the pedal. Make sure you're not putting all your weight there. If you feel this too much in your wrist, that's telling me you're probably putting a lot of weight there. And lift, stay lateral and even through your waist here, guys. Last 3, lift 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way back up. All righty, so we're gonna move into back extension. So again, lighter is gonna be a lot more work. So for this first part, and then I might add some springs to get a little extra arm work, okay? So I'm gonna keep it just on that one heavy high spring. For this, again, watch your fingers don't smush, heel of the hand to find your pedal. So I gotta find my legs onto it. I put a hand on, I take a leg up and I slide out and then take my other hand on. Ideally, I want my shoulders and wrists in a straight line. If I'm too far forward, I can't get the pedal up, makes it too hard. If I'm back here, it's too easy. So really for me, my hip bones are right on this edge. If you're sensitive, you can pad those hip bones. All right, so I wanna make sure my pedal's not on the floor, it's in a hover. I'm tucking. So it's like I'm in this hovering plank. Pull the shoulders back, pull abs in, inhale, we lift, and exhale down. I'm gonna readjust a little bit. Inhale, lift. Now, I'm squeezing my legs together. If this is bothersome on your low back, separate your legs. Inhale, lift. This is a hard spring. It is not easy. I want my abs and my back to work together and not my shoulders taking over to try to stabilize me. Abs in here, inhale, gotta suck your belly off that chair. Last 3, 2, 1. Push the pedal to the floor, slide yourself back, find a foot, carefully, hand, come back. I'm gonna add some weight to this. So I want it to be heavy, but not as heavy as I had the other thing. So I'm gonna put my heavy springs on the very bottom. So it's a heavy low, but both springs are going on. I might have to change it. I might want it heavier. It's the same positioning, but it's gonna be more arm work. Back is still stabilizing you, but it's gonna be more upper body. Okay, so now I'm gonna come back on. You're gonna notice the difference. You're gonna feel it. What I'm gonna do is take my hands a little wider. Okay, tuck your tail. Now from here, not moving the upper girdle, legs can be squeezing together. I'm gonna bend and extend. I gotta scooch just a little. All right, slowly bend and push. Keep your shoulder blades flat. Nothing is moving except the arms. Now if you're like, this is easy, I'm gonna actually add more weight because I feel like it's a little too light for me. Go a little heavier. I'm gonna bring them both up to the middle for me. So that's the thing, you have to play around with the chair to see what's best for your body, okay? All right, now if it's really pushing against you, that's probably good. Shoulders back, here we go, bend and push. Elbows are out a little bit, think of a push-up. Suck your belly away, shoulder blades flat. I could probably still go heavier, but I'm gonna keep it here. For 4, 3, 2, hold 1. I'm gonna walk my hands more narrow and repeat with tight elbows, so more triceps. Again, watching your shoulders and your neck. Watch your head's not hanging down. Chin up into you, looking straight down. Push it away. Try to hold your body in one position. I don't want your body way up here when you do it. You gotta have it down, right? So that pedal is not pushing you up and down. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then carefully slide yourself. It helps you here to push yourself on back. Alrighty, so one more little thing. I'm gonna move it a little bit for some space, okay? All right, this is in my way. I'm just gonna move it back. I don't need it, but I'm gonna get it off the floor. Alrighty, so coming on around. Now, if you have a split pedal, this is really fun with a split pedal, but I'm gonna keep it how it is. I'm gonna make it a bit lighter. So let's see, I'm gonna go to one heavy spring at the very top. And then I might add, oh no, I'll keep it here. We're gonna keep it really light. So come in close to the chair. If you have a split pedal, I would put 2 heavy low springs on so they're even and hook it because it gives you some unilateral work. Okay, watch the toes. Roll down, grab the pedal, push it all the way to the floor. Shoulders are back, step out to a nice plank. So pushing down into the pedal, abs are in, and we're just holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pike your hips up, walk all the way back and up. So this was a really light spring. So I want to have a little challenge to it that I have to really hold it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add more weight. I'm going to put 2 heavies on the very low for me. I'm going to see how that is. Okay. Like I said, if you had to split one, I would do it like that and unsplit it. So roll down again. Press that pedal all the way down. You can bend the knees if you need to. Find your plank and breathe. I want to get it a little to the point that I feel like it's going to lift on me and I have to push it down. That's where we're going. So when you walk back, you're able to hold it down. Then maybe you want to add a little bit more weight and see how that is. So add a little bit more. We'll see. I'm going to bump it to the middle. We do this in a reverse position. I won't do that right now, but we want to test the waters here. So roll it down. Push that pedal a whole lot heavier and then step out. So now I feel that it wants to lift a little bit. It's like, okay, it's getting a little bit more. So now let's tap the knees down. See if we can lift that pedal, push it down, straighten the legs, drop the knees. Now, if you can't get the pedal up, maybe you need to add a hair more spring. If you feel like, oh, I can almost get it, that means just a little more spring. I wouldn't bump both back. I would maybe just take one up and down. Use your belly, lift. One more time. Find your plank, walk it in, keep pushing that pedal down. Push, 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 and resist it as you come all the way up. Ah. All right, so a little fun plank work. All right, so from here, if you have poles, you can put your hands on it. If not, take your right leg up on top of that chair, pull the hip back, give me a nice lift, and over, and give yourself a nice little hamstring stretch, pulling your hip back, reaching your chest forward. You can even point and flex, or bend, extend the standing leg. From here, come up to fingertips. Take your foot. You're going to bend the knee and then come into a little figure 4 stretch. But again, keep your hips square. It's not about getting my knee down. It's about keeping my hips square. Because if I get my knees down and I do this, I'm not really feeling a stretch. I want to keep it back a little bit, pull my hips back so I get that stretch in my hip where it is tight, not where it's comfy, where it's uncomfortable, right? Find that stretch. And then slide the leg back out. I'm going to do a little turn sideways, slide my leg a little forward, and then come up and over into a nice lateral stretch. Again, you can add a plie if you want, relaxing through the shoulder. Breathe. And then carefully come up and help that leg up. All right, other side. Here we go. The leg up. Flex the foot. You can always do it on the other side of the chair if it's too much with the pedal on this side, if it bugs you. And then reach. Give yourself that stretch. You can add a plie. Find that hamstring. All right, move around. I always like to move around and do it and find that spot that is tight. I need to work into it. And then come up, bend the knee, and find the hip stretch. Pulling the hip back. So I don't want to be like this. I want to pull that hip back. You can even bend if you need it deeper and kind of move through it. But like I said, the point's not getting the knee all the way down, because a lot of times then we just fall into it. Right? Depends on your height too. All right, I'm going to slide my leg out, bring it a little forward, externally rotate my right leg, draw your tail under, and find that nice lateral stretch. And you can even plie if you want. It gets through the inner thigh and the hamstring again and through the side body. And then coming all the way up. Carefully help that leg out, shake it out. All right, hope you had fun with a little chair workout today, and I'll be sure to play around with it another time. All right, have a great day. Thanks so much.